how do you see 1080 fitting into this return to play puzzle? I'd love to hear a little more thoughts on like how it evaluates asymmetry and how you guys have, particularly, obviously Adam with your background in physical
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah, this is actually what excited me the most when I got into 1080, right? Was the where this can change rehab. We do not have at our disposal the tools that you just mentioned. For instance, one of the big things that blew my mind when I started working with this kind of tech is the ability of someone to do a resisted run, let's just say 20 yards, and we can actually monitor through that tether connected to the waist belt into the motor, which goes to the computer, right? So I'm right here on a tablet, it's going to tell me the left and the right force output of what's happening on the lower extremities. Is the left side pushing as hard as the right side, right? So the expression, like you were mentioning, huge. Like push of a button, run, have this information. This is part of that. It's not the only thing I look at, of course, but it's part of the comprehensive plan to say, is this person progressing? What do we need to do different in our interventions? And then when we get down to it, if we're talking like even a hamstring strain, right? Is this person ready to play? Like this is part of that team effort, as you know, in organizations. Like, it is a big deal if I have a $30 million player here. Are they ready to play? We don't want to set them back for another 2 weeks. I mean, like this, that kind of ability just to evaluate is huge. Then we talk about, all right, now we know what's going on. I want to go a little deeper. What about shoulder? I mean, we can actually look, because we're connected to a tether, we can actually look at force output that someone's doing at their shoulder, torso rotation. Like a lot of our pro teams, that's how they're looking at using this kind of tech. It's not just for resisted running and looking at the lower extremity. We're using it for all parts of the body. So now you have a device that's not only for speed training, but from a rehab and just profiling. Are you ready to return to play? We have baseline data on your shoulder, full range of motion force output. We can look at that. So and train on it. So I think that's, to me, that's probably my big message. I've gotten nerdy with Matt coming into this because I didn't know what a force velocity profile was in 2019. Like I didn't have anything to test it. What was I thinking? I was just trying to do really good functional training, build people up, and then use the things that I already knew in the evidence-based literature of how to return someone to play. This is on the new frontier. So when we're talking, like, it's okay if you've never heard of this because this is still very new. There's research out there. You can look at it. Absolutely. But to understand that there's more emerging tools all the time to make comprehensive rehab testing better and then also allow you to train to get better outcomes. And I think that's really what I get excited about.